What is going on, guys, and welcome your lovely face back to another amazing Spider-Man video. Today we are going to be talking about something super cool. Actually, I tell a lie, it's a really fucking touchy subject, okay? I'm talking like extremely touchy. It's about a downgrade for this game, okay? Because if we go back to last year, it was kicked up a big deal, right? About a downgrade, and people were doing like comparisons, literally. And ever since then, I mean, more or less, it's just been kind of like a never-ending thing, alright? You got half of the internet that are against it, and then you've got the other half that are fully convinced it's going to be downgraded even more, or that the downgrade already exists. So that is what I want to talk about in today's video. I want to share my personal thoughts and realistically just speak the truth about the downgrade in general, and you know, as to whether or not we are going to expect different as to when the game comes out or simply not. Now, before I do continue into the video, I want to get your thoughts on what you feel about the game so far from what we have seen. If you like it, if you don't like it, if you feel it could improve on things, drop it in the comment section below, because I really just want to know your thoughts and opinions so far. But let me jump straight into the images first of all, just to kind of like re-jog your memory and really give you a recap as a whole. So what you see on the left hand side right now is Spider-Man PS4 2016. What you see on the right hand side is Spider-Man PS4 2017. Now, there's also like different images that you guys can see. So the left again 2016, then 2017, and the list just more or less goes on and on and on. I mean, again, you guys have seen images, and there is even like a side-by-side comparison again, which you can see in the background. Now let's be honest about what we see, okay? Me, honestly speaking, okay, I can see why people do say a downgrade, alright? Because when you look in the image on the left, in this one specifically, I guess you could say the costume looks more like more realistic material, literally, if you'd like to kind of say that as a comparison, as opposed to the right kind of being more cartoony to some extent. But is this a downgrade? I'm gonna disagree with this. Now, the way I see it is, yeah, like 2016 looked really great with gameplay, but also so did 2017. Now, what we have to really kind of like take into consideration is that when a game is like firstly like in development and it's like the first ever time they're showing it, and when it is an event like E3, let's be honest, your aim is to show off your game to its full freaking potential, okay? You want to make it look the best it possibly can, because this is your big shot, right? This is what's going to get people into the game or simply not into the game at that very moment. And we've seen this happen with like various other games, for example, and I would give a good example and company that we know, for instance, being, you know, Ubisoft. They done something essentially similar where a game looked absolutely phenomenal at E3, which was Watch Dogs, and then when it actually came out, it was the complete opposite. Now, that's not exactly what we're seeing with this, and even though there isn't an official announcement for the release date, I don't think it is something we should be scared about in terms of resulting in a downgrade, because the way I see it is like the new Spider-Man on the right hand side, or the one that's up to date as we know it, looks probably more detailed and colorful than the one on the left, because you gotta see, like, okay, having a realistic game is great, right? But you want to kind of have like a different live atmosphere to it. You don't want to make it super freaking realistic that essentially, you know, it just kind of looks like a boring game. Now, don't get me wrong, the first time we saw it, it did not look boring at all, okay? But with the second one, and you know, like the Paris Games trailer and all that sort of stuff, the gameplay just looks so much more bright and colorful, and that personally is what I feel a game like this definitely needs. Alright, you have to have bright colors, and you can't just have, you know, I guess you could say essentially a dull atmosphere, because sometimes, look, realistic can be good, alright, but then too much realism sometimes cannot be good, because you don't just want to make a game look super realistic and it plays like absolute shit, right? Because the reason it plays like absolute crap is more or less because they've had to put, you know, such, you know, huge amount of time and, you know, like power into making the game realistic that when it runs, the power needed is like more focused on the visuals as opposed to what you can do in the freaking game. So it is essentially to help make a game run smoother when they kind of, again, gonna use the word downgrade certain things. But it's not a bad downgrade that we have seen, and I do not expect anything different as to what we have seen yet. And I have so much faith as far as visuals go for this game, and even like the gameplay in general, because there's a person from, you know, the Uncharted team, we got a guy from, of course, Tomb Raider as far as, you know, the creative visual goes. So I have nothing but absolute faith in all of this, because when you look at just the people, you know, involved in, you know, the making of this game and their background and their previous, you know, games they've worked on, they just look absolutely phenomenal. And this is a game, is an open world game. You're gonna go around New York essentially, you know, and again, going into buildings, all these little things, having explosions in the game, essentially having that smoother frame rate, and just being able to not have a glitchy game. Sometimes having it kind of scaled a tad bit down always works for the best. Now, overall, my personal opinion is I do prefer the new version as opposed to the first one. Yes, the first one looked lovely, don't get me wrong, but then it kind of looked too good to even be true, if you get what I mean. Like, that, if they were to release it, like, you gotta understand, like, you know, is the console going to be able to run it smoothly? Are there going to be glitches? Are there going to be issues? You know, because it's too much power. Everything we've seen, overall opinion, looks absolutely incredible. I would say not to be afraid for a downgrade. I have nothing but faith, like I said a few seconds ago. The gameplay we have seen in action looks phenomenal. And I would just say have faith and ignore all the rumors about a downgrade. Because, look, I'd much rather, you know, a game be delayed or not have a release date, for example, than just kind of be chucked out there with how it looked the first time round and then it all turns to absolute crap, okay? A game being delayed doesn't mean a downgrade, it means a polish up to some extent, and these guys will do a good job. Just look at their previous games. So go off the back of that rather than internet rumors. But like I said, get in the comment section below and share your thoughts with me on what you think about this stuff and the rumor in general. And yeah, I mean, leave your overall thoughts as well on what you think about the game, like I said at the very beginning. But also subscribe for more awesome content on this game, because I am super psyched for this game. I really cannot wait. I'm so freaking amped up, man. It's gonna be one of the best in the series, hands down. Again, I truly believe this, and I cannot wait to see either a new trailer or some new gameplay. But I will see you guys in the next video, and if you missed any of the previous ones, there is a link to a playlist full of all the Spider-Man videos and ideas we have done, so go ahead and check those out. But until the next video, guys, adios amigos.